There are some times you never forget. Birthdays, funerals, accidents, and then there are times that follow you. For me, that time was 2:43 a.m. every night. No matter where I was, no matter what I did. My name is Ethan Miller, age 32, 911 emergency dispatcher, Columbus, Ohio. The dispatch room never sleeps. Rows of monitors, flashing red and blue lights, voices layered over each other, panic, anger, fear. But during the night shift something changes. The city feels hollow. That night I sat alone at my desk sipping cold coffee, watching the clock crawl. 2:41 a.m. 2:42 a.m. I felt it before it happened, that pressure in the chest like someone standing behind you. 2:43 a.m. Telephone receiver ring. 911, what's your emergency? No response. Just breathing. Not heavy, not fast. Careful. As if whoever it was didn't want to be heard. Hello? Sir, are you in danger? The breathing stopped. Then, click. Call ended. Caller ID, unknown. Location not found. I marked it as a misdial, my hands were shaking. The next night. Same desk. Same chair. Same feeling, 2:43 a.m. Telephone receiver ring. This time the breathing sounded closer, like the phone was pressed against someone's lips. I muted my mic and listened 30 seconds, 1 full minute. Then a whisper so faint I almost missed it. Help! Before I could respond, the line died. After the 5th night, I told my supervisor. She barely looked up. Prank calls happen all the time, Ethan. If there's no voice, there's no emergency. My coworkers laughed. You're working too many nights. Your brain's filling in gaps. Maybe they were right. But they didn't hear the breathing because it was starting to sound familiar. 7th night. 2:43 a.m. Telephone receiver ring. I answered without speaking. The breathing continued. Then. My blood ran cold. Who is this? I asked. The voice cracked. You don't recognize me anymore? The call cut off. I sat frozen, staring at my reflection in the dark monitor. Someone knew my name. I did something I wasn't supposed to. I ran a manual trace. The system lagged. Spun. Froze. Then resolved. Round pushpin 1247 Willow Lane. My address. My hands slammed the desk. That's impossible, I whispered. I checked again. Same result. The call was coming from inside my house. I left work early. The drive home felt longer than usual. Every red light lasted too long. Every shadow looked wrong. When I reached my house, all the lights were off. I unlocked the door. The air inside was cold, too cold. The living room clock blinked. 2:42 a.m. Then, telephone receiver ring. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Unknown caller. Time, 2:43 a.m. I answered. Why are you doing this? I whispered. Silence. Then the voice returned. You said you'd be right back. I collapsed onto the couch. The memories flooded in. Rain. Headlights. A gas station sign glowing red. 3 years ago I was driving with my younger brother Daniel. It was late. We were arguing. I pulled into a gas station. I'll be 1 minute, I said. I left him in the car. The clock on the dashboard read 2:43 a.m. That's when the truck hit. Daniel died before the ambulance arrived. I never forgave myself. Back in the present, I noticed a framed photo on the shelf. Me and Daniel. But something was wrong. Daniel's eyes? They were looking straight at me. The landline phone rang behind me. Telephone receiver ring. I turned slowly. The hallway light flickered. Someone was standing there. The phone in my hand buzzed again. Call status, active. Daniel's voice echoed through the room. I waited, Ethan. I waited every night. I learned how to call you. The way you answer everyone else. I backed away. I'm sorry, I cried. The figure stepped closer. The clock on the wall clicked. 2:43 a.m. The phone slipped from my hand. The dispatcher screen went black. One final message appeared. Call transferred. New dispatcher, Daniel Miller. Because now, I was the one who never left the call. It was 1:48 a.m. on a deserted highway in Arizona. The road stretched endlessly ahead, swallowed by darkness. No streetlights. No cars. Just the faint hum of tires and the sound of wind scraping across dry land. Ethan gripped the steering wheel, his eyes heavy from hours of driving. The radio crackled with static, voices almost forming words, then fading away. That's when he saw it. A flickering neon sign in the distance. Rest Haven Motel. Only a few letters were lit. The rest blinked like they were struggling to stay alive. Ethan exhaled. Just one night, he whispered. I'll leave at sunrise. The motel lobby smelled like dust and old carpet. Behind the counter sat an elderly man, motionless, his eyes fixed downward as if reading something only he could see. Ethan rang the bell. The man slowly looked up. Vacancy? Ethan asked. The old man nodded and slid the guest book across the counter. As Ethan signed his name, the man finally spoke. Rules are important here. Ethan smiled politely. Every motel has rules. The old man leaned closer. If the phone rings at night, do not open the door. Ethan chuckled nervously. Okay. The man handed him the key. Room 306. For a brief moment the old man's hand trembled. The hallway was silent, broken only by Ethan's footsteps. Room 306 sat at the far end. When he opened the door, a stale smell rushed out, the scent of a room that hadn't been lived in properly for years. The furniture looked untouched. The curtains swayed slightly, even though the windows were closed. On the nightstand sat a landline phone, yellowed with age. Ethan checked the clock. 2:16 a.m. The moment the second hand clicked forward. Telephone receiver. The phone rang. Ethan stared at the phone. No caller ID. No blinking light. The ringing continued. Slow. Patient. Finally, he picked it up. Hello? Silence. Then a voice whispered. Ethan, listen carefully. His heart stopped. It was his own voice. This isn't funny, Ethan said. The voice sounded tired, scared. Don't go near the door, it said. He's standing right outside. Ethan's mouth went dry. Who is this? The line went dead. A few seconds later. Footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Right outside his door. Ethan backed away. Telephone receiver. The phone rang again. He answered with shaking hands. You can't see him, the voice said. But he can see you, Ethan whispered. Who are you? A long pause. I'm you, the voice replied. The version that didn't survive this room. Ethan grabbed the phone and yanked the cord. It wasn't connected to anything. The wire disappeared straight into the wall, cut clean. The knocking started. Soft at first. Then louder. Telephone receiver. The phone rang one last time. If you open that door, the voice said, room 306 will never let you leave. Ethan screamed. What do I do? The voice answered quietly. Survive until morning. Sunlight streamed through the curtains. The knocking had stopped. The phone was silent. Ethan ran to the door and opened it. The hallway was empty. At the front desk, the old man looked up. You made it, he said. Ethan frowned. Made it from what? The old man opened a dusty ledger. Room 306 hasn't had a living guest in 10 years. Ethan felt his blood turn cold. On the last page, his name, with today's date crossed out.